Hello and welcome to your one-stop personal finance show, Money Time. I'm Suresha Tiwari. Starting off this week with some good news for pensioners. If you are a subscriber of the EPFO, then here is a good news for you. Now you will be able to get higher pension for contributions made towards your account with the EPFO. The Supreme Court has given an order in this direction and now it is for the government to quickly implement it. Currently, 8.33% of your total contribution made towards your PF account goes towards your pension fund. This portion is accumulated in the employee's pension scheme. But according to the Supreme Court order, the EPFO will make some changes in the method of calculating pension under the EPS. As a result, employees will be eligible to draw higher pension from their PF account. Now, you might remember the period of demonetization, but looks like demonetization has not had the desired effect. It has been 6 years since Prime Minister Narendra Modi had announced demonetization of 500 and 1000 rupees notes, a move by the government that was supposed to lower corruption and black money in the economy. It was supposed to make India a less cash economy. But according to an RBI report on money supply, cash in circulation has actually increased by almost 72% in the country in the last 6 years. In 2016, cash in circulation was 17.7 lakh crore rupees, but in 2022, it has increased to 30.88 lakh crore rupees. Moving on to inflation, renowned economist and former RBI governor C. Rangarajan has said in an interview with a business daily that the RBI should first try to bring down the inflation within the upper limit of 6% of the tolerance band. Only then should it think of reducing interest rates. The RBI had also increased the repo rate by 0.50% in each of its last 3 meetings of the MPC. Even then, a retail inflation increased to 5-month high of 7.41% in September. Retail inflation has remained above RBI's tolerance band for the last 9 months in a row. Rangarajan has said that raising the repo rate will not only curtail inflation levels but also prevent erosion of a rupee's value. So far in current calendar year, rupee has depreciated by 10% against the dollar. So citizens should not expect any relief from rising interest rates in the country. Next up, banks are increasing deposit rates to attract funds. Bandhan Bank has launched a special fixed deposit scheme for a limited period of time. The account holders can get interest of 7.50% on FDs of 600 days. For FDs of 1 year, depositors can get maximum of 7% interest rate. With the private lenders, senior citizens will get additional rate of 0.5% over and above the applicable rates. And the buzzing report of the day, according to a report by Wall Street Journal, Facebook's parent company Meta is planning to fire a good number of its employees starting this week. In fact, Meta's large-scale layoff may come on Wednesday itself. It could not be confirmed how many employees Meta will fire in India. Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg has invested billions of dollars in Metaverse. Apparently, this was the main reason why Zuckerberg was planning to trim headcount so that he's able to save operational cost. We know how last week Elon Musk had fired almost half of the employees of Twitter. He too had fired more than 90% of employees in India, although on Monday, Elon Musk has reportedly called back some of his employees that he himself had sacked. Moving on to cars, specifically electric cars. The country's cheapest electric vehicle will be launched on November 16, 2022. Mumbai-based EV manufacturer PMV Electric has claimed that it is going to launch country's cheapest EV at just 4 lakh rupees. To some extent, the layout of the car resembles to that of Tata Nano. The EV firm has claimed that the car will run for 200 km on a single charge and the model will be called EASE. You must have usually heard that foreign portfolio investors or FPIs invest heavily in India's security market. But do you know from where does this FPI's inflow come from? Well, most of the FPI's inflow comes from the US. But FPI inflow from Singapore and Mauritius are also fast catching up. Earlier, Mauritius used to be on the second place, but now Singapore has taken over to become the second highest foreign investor in India's security market. As on October 1st, 2022, Singapore-based offshore funds have invested total of 4.89 lakh crore rupees in India's domestic securities. But nonetheless, US continues to dominate FPI's inflows in India. FPI's inflow from US was 20.1 lakh crore rupees, which means it is more than 4 times of that of FPI's inflow coming in from Singapore. Staying with FPI's investment, after being net sellers in equity market in India, for the last 2 consecutive months, FPIs have again turned net buyers in the first week of November. FPIs have invested more than 15,000 crore in India's capital market. According to media reports, FIIs again turned net buyers as Fed had last week hinted at softening of rate hikes. According to experts, FII's investments in India will depend upon crude oil prices, US bond yields and also the dollar index. Talking about the stock market, shares of 2 of the top public sector banks, the State Bank of India and the Bank of Baroda, were in huge demand on Monday. On the back of stellar September quarter results, SBI made a new 52-week high of 622.90 rupees. The counter closed 3.44% higher on the BSE at 614 rupees, while Bank of Baroda touched upper circuit at 159 rupees. The counter zoomed in excess of 9% to close at 158 rupees a piece on the BSE. Overall, India's equity market closed green. 30 consequent Sensex jumped more than 200 points to close way above 61,000 points, while broader benchmark index Nifty 50 closed above 18,200 points. Well, the IPO market is all heated up. Let's find out what today's IPO update was. Monday was the last date of 881 crore rupees IPO of Bikaji Foods International Limited. IPO of the snacks and sweets manufacturer Bikaji Foods got a tremendous response from the investors. By 4:35 p.m. on Monday, the IPO size was oversubscribed more than 11 times. Quota of retail investors was subscribed more than 2 times, while that of QIBs was oversubscribed more than 35 times. GMP of shares of Bikaji Foods rose to 40 rupees on the last day of the IPO. The IPO of Global Health Limited also closed on Monday and it received comparatively lower interest from investors, although it has also been oversubscribed but only by more than 5 times. Global Health Limited runs and operates Medanta brand of hospital chain in India. That's about it on today's Money Time. But if you want to know how stable you are financially and where your state stands in terms of personal finance, then go ahead and download Money9 app and grab India's first personal finance survey, India's Pulse, just a click away on your Google Play Store and App Store. And yes, keep watching Money9.